Ready? Aye.
Good evening, everyone. We thank y'all for coming out. Would you please stand? Call to order, invocation, let's bow our heads. Lord, Father, thank you for another day within our lives, oh Lord. Lord, we ask you to bless this meeting, oh Father God. Bless the officials and bless the constituents in the parish, oh Father God. Renew all of our minds and hearts, oh Father God, to let us follow you and no one else, oh Lord. Oh Lord, let us love one another like you have taught us, Lord. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Follow me in the pledge.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
She said we share it.
President report, none. Legal counsel report.
None.
Any calls and deletions to the administrative committee?
I have one addition to the administrative committee. Have someone applying for a special event permit. They were a little late getting their permit application in, but didn't meet the 30-day notice and would like to be added to it to have this permit okayed for them.
Okay.
I second.
Mr. Holmes made the motion, or Mr. Fuller seconded. Roll call vote, Mr. Fuller.
Aye.
Ms. Trina.
Aye.
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 Ms. Burrell.
Aye.
Thank you. Ayes have favored. This will be added as number 9.
Number 9.
Okay.
That was all you had? You said one?
Let's see here. I think we had one deletion, didn't we?
No, sir. It's going to be someone to speak on.
That's on the other one. All right.
Okay. All right. That's on the administrative committee. Any guests and public comments on the administrative committee? Do we have? Yes, sir. You can come on up. State your name, please, when you come up.
Where do you stand,
Right here, sir.
Okay, do I sit or stand?
Whichever
Preferably
pleases you.
sit. That way it'll pick up your voice. My name is Larry Russo. I'm from Shreveport, Louisiana. I'm a lawyer by education, but I'm not practicing much anymore. But I'm here to speak on behalf of the Boy Scouts. I'm trying to help with synchronizing some signage on Highway 71. And I have with me here Jeff Brasher, who is the Scout Executive for the Noella Council, and also Chris Kinsey, who is the former President of the Council and on the Executive Board. What we are asking for is in October of 2013, the sign for the Scout facility was changed to the Kinsey Scout Reservation. Also, that sign is in your packet. You'll see there's some photographs in your packet. And there's been some confusion. The sign says Garland Scout Ranch for the turn, but then the main sign, which is on page 3 of the photo, is the Kinsey Scout Reservation. So there's some confusion driving down Highway 171 to the people bringing their children to the Scout Ranch. And the desire of the Noella Council is to synchronize the sign so that the highway sign refers to the Kinsey Scout Ranch. And I know that this has come up before, and the DeSoto police jury wanted to be sure that there was a continued honoring and recognition of Mrs. Millicent Story Garland. Her land was donated to a church and makes up a portion of the Scout Ranch. What subsequently happened is the church leased the land to the Noella Council for the Scout camp. And the Noella Council, through raising funds, built all the facilities out there, acquired additional land, made a larger campus, and that's the campus that got renamed the Kinsey Scout Reservation. They continue to honor Millicent Garland, or Millicent Story Garland. There's the Millicent Garland Loop, which goes around the main facility where all the main improvements are. There's the Millicent Garland camping area, which is the main outdoor camping area. And they are working right now in response to a request from the police jury on a plaque setting forth in greater detail items about Mrs. Garland, her home place, and honoring her for the initiative she took in donating the land that ultimately makes up a part of the whole reservation. So what we would like to do, we started working with DOTD to change the signs, but in order to change the sign, they need to speak to the authority that has jurisdiction over that portion of the highway, which is the police jury. And you see the signs in the pictures. You got the sign coming from the north and a sign coming from the south. And what the Noella Council would like to do is deposit with the police jury any money necessary to produce the sign, install the sign, and make a commitment in the future to pay for any maintenance related to the sign, because that's what DOTD would like, is they want the governing authority to be responsible for that. But we will assure the police jury that we do not want the police jury to have to spend any money whatsoever for that purpose. We would also handle all the paperwork. Any paperwork that has to be done with DOTD, I'd work with your counsel or somebody to make sure that all the I's are dotted and T's are crossed, but we wouldn't ask them to go to any effort to generate that paperwork. So I think at this point I would pause and see if anyone has any questions or comments or concerns that we could address.
Okay.
Do we have jurisdiction on a state highway?
No, I believe that the DOTD requested this, that we have a resolution saying that we would agree to it.
That's what I thought.
That's correct.
Oh, I'm glad that Siri agrees with me. All right, I feel confident in my legal opinion now.
Sir, any questions? We have one from the floor. Question.
Is there any provision for comments concerning this?
Next, yes, sir.
Well, if there's no more, I'm sorry, if no one has questions for Mr. Russo, then he would step down and then you can come up with your public comments.
Thank you, Mr.
Have you finished? Are you finished?
I'm finished, and I don't want to take up any more of your time than I need to. I'm finished unless there's any questions. And if anybody raises any issues that require any further explanation, I'd be happy to provide that. Thank you very much for your
Thank you.
consideration.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Yes,
Members
sir.
of the jury. There are a lot of people.
Hey, will you state your name for the
I'm
record?
sorry, I'm Dudley Glenn.
Yes, sir.
I live at Gloucester, Louisiana. And I grew up knowing Mrs. Garland. And she was a dear friend also of my grandmother. And it's not clear to me why, since the sign, which is big as that wall there, was taken down about 8 years ago, and which said Garland Scout Ranch, and replaced by the name of the Kinsey Scout Reservation. And I want to be clear and say I've never once heard anything negative about Mr. Kinsey or anything he's ever done. Quite to the contrary. The property, when the last time I visited Ms. Garland there, I was a little boy, but I remember it clearly. And we hunted there a lot, my father and I did. And it was an open pasture, and she had a small dairy there. And what has been done since then has been done as a result of people who were dedicated to the Boy Scouts, because the property, at the end of her life, she went to town one day to take care of some business and stopped to see the doctor, and the doctor said, "Millicent, I'm afraid I'm going to have to put you in the hospital. Your chest doesn't sound just right." And he did, and she never went home. Her dear friend Lillian Barrett Smitherman named her oldest granddaughter after Ms. Garland, Millicent Smitherman, and she just died here 2 or 3 months ago. But nothing that Mrs. Garland did, she never asked for anything, never asked for one thing. She asked that the property be donated to the Western Diocese of the Episcopalian Church for the purpose of the Christian education of the youth of Northwest Louisiana. And they really didn't know what to do with it. And at some point, they were going to try to operate the dairy and use the proceeds from the dairy to help the church, but that wouldn't work, of course. And so Mr. Kinsey came forth and apparently, as I understand it, negotiated a lease between the Scouts and the church. And it has been that way ever since. And she asked nothing and got nothing. Even naming it originally the Garland Scout Ranch was something that the Scouts did. But now, after all these years, they want to step in and erase her name from the only place it appears in public, which is on the side of the road, Garland Scout Ranch. She died in 1965, and she was quite a colorful lady, but Lord knows what she did for the benefit of children throughout this part of the state when she donated that massive, at that time, massive amount of land to the church. And so I would just simply hope, and I'm not the only one, there are a lot of people here tonight that knew her or knew of her. There are people that are not here tonight that knew her and knew of her. And to take her name off of the sign there is just a rather undesirable and unneeded thing in light of what she did and what she stood for. That's all I have. Are there any questions?
Any questions?
Yes, I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
How are you?
How are you? Fine, Miss Simpson.
So I'm trying to get a clear understanding. The land, she donated the land,
Yes, ma'am.
and so I'm trying to understand, where does Mr. Kinsey comes into play again?
He could answer that better than I can, but I'll take a shot at it.
Okay.
He, I believe, was an attorney where'd he go? Who
Yes,
negotiated,
I
who
wanna
negotiated the lease between the Scouts and the church.
So he negotiated the lease.
And
But he did
he
not
also, he was also quite a a donator of funds to the Scouts through the years.
Okay, so, okay, I understand that. So she donated the land and he's donated his time and money as well since then. But I'm looking at this sheet and I see where it says Garland Scout Ranch. But further in the distance I see, is that also,
That other sign?
no, I'm talking about right here.
Yeah, flip over.
So it
Last page.
says,
That's that sign.
okay, so it says Kinsley Scout Reservation. But you're saying that it is difficult when individuals they're not understanding how to get to this ranch?
You talking to me?
No, sir. Hold on, I'm sorry.
It's, well, first, just clarification. Mr. Kinsey also helped acquire additional land, plus donated the vast majority of the funds that built all the facilities.
Okay,
That's a highway directional sign. That
Okay.
says Garland Scout Ranch.
This one.
And so we're just trying to get the right highway directional sign to correspond with the sign to the entrance. It just creates some confusion because they're seeking Garland and people are sometimes not making the connection, they're going ahead and so since it is a highway sign, we're just trying to get this highway sign to correspond. One suggestion was, but it doesn't satisfy the gentleman that's speaking, I mean, one suggestion was just remove the sign and then you don't have a conflict between the name of the reservation, but that doesn't satisfy your concern.
that doesn't satisfy me either.
Well, we
But
have
okay.
continued to honor, you'll see that we are continuing to honor this Garland through the comments in the resolution by the board.
So in order for, do the comments in the resolution, but also in order for me to know that she initially was the individual that donated this land, I have to go inside to see
Yes.
her name. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I do understand what you're saying.
Okay.
Can I say something?
Yes, ma'am.
Can it be a
How are you,
compliment?
Ms. Burrell?
All right. How about a compromise?
I was-
Garland
I was-
Scout Ranch, home akin to the Scout Reservation.
All right, what now?
Garland Scout Ranch, home akin to the Scout Reservation. That's what I feel like the sign ought
I
to
mean, we
say.
can come to a
Now,
compromise, but I don't want,
everybody involved will be on the sign.
That would be up to the jury to decide.
so if we.
Sounds good to me.
If we wrote it that way, or however way, but as long as her name is still out there somehow.
I mean,
We don't have any authority of the verbiage on it.
Oh,
I
okay.
believe that'll be up to these two gentlemen and the Kinsley and the Garland.
well, I'm just
Right,
offering
exactly,
a compromise.
Yeah.
Okay, let me add one thing. There are no more Garlands. Ms. Garland and her husband had no children.
Okay,
And so there's no, the line ended with her.
all right, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
And she was quite, she
Do
was
you
quite a
still wanna
character,
wipe her
by the
out,
way.
though?
No,
Thank you, Mr. President.
Yes, sir.
have a problem with wiping out.
It's coming back up on the agenda. Just get some public comments. Administrative item.
All right, that's it. Any more guests and public comments?
Good evening to the jury.
Good evening.
My name is Dwight Gatlin from Logansport, Louisiana, and I come to speak on our request this evening for assistance from the jury to do a Christmas celebration for the children of the Logansport community. And I have the drafted proposal here, the drafted letter that says, "We, the pastors of the Logansport community in Logansport, Louisiana, would like to request your assistance for our 2023 Christmas drive to be held at the St. Luke Baptist Church at 306 Church Lane, Logansport, Louisiana. It is our desire to provide each family with gifts to offset the cost of parents in low to no income households. We believe that with your assistance, we can truly make Christmas a brighter event this year and bless approximately 200 children of the Logan Sport community. And we are praying and asking for a sizable monetary donation from the jury to help offset these costs for the purchases of the toys and the foods for this event. And I was here tonight to see if the jury would, amen, consider to help us with that endeavor.
Yes, sir, I'd like to get in on that.
Yes, sir.
It's nothing on the agenda for that. I respect your wishes.
Yes, sir.
Can you come back for next meeting?
I certainly
And we
can.
get it on the agenda?
Yes, sir, I certainly
I just
can.
want to do things the proper way, if you don't mind.
That's not a problem, sir. Is it a particular individual I need to see with this tonight? Can I make that appointment tonight or maybe in the morning?
You can hand your paperwork over to the administrator.
Okay, okay. I can do that.
And we come back next meeting,
Okay.
and we can discuss.
That'll be real good. Thank you, sir. I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
To get him in the budget.
Oh, special meeting.
That's when he
Yeah, if you can, right, you need a motion to
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Okay, holiday.
You ready? All right, administrative items. Item number 1, approve the 2024 holiday schedule.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
Mr. Norton, this is the same as what we did this year, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, no more discussion. Let's vote. Motion passed. Item number 2, approve the 2024 meeting schedule.
So move within the necessary correction.
I'll second.
Oh, meeting schedule, never mind, I'm thinking about minutes. You good?
I'll second. Any discussion on our 2024 meeting schedule? No discussion? Vote. All right, motion carried. Item number 3, authorize the president to sign a resolution requesting the designation of certain census tract block groups enumerated below as enterprise zones for participation in the enterprise zone program administered by the Louisiana Department of Economic Development and sign the enterprise zone program approval letter.
So move.
Have a motion? Second?
Second.
Can you
Motion and a
elaborate?
second. Any discussion?
Yeah,
Yes, ma'am.
you can elaborate on this. Mr. North.
Mr. Norton, Ms. Burrell was wanting you to explain this a little bit for us there.
The information you just got?
No, the enterprise zone program.
Oh, the
Enterprise
enterprise
zone.
zone program is, it's the program, if you name an enterprise zone program, then businesses or organizations that do business in that enterprise zone program have special access to incentives. Like, for example, there's a tax rebate program and enterprise zone programs for businesses that come into the program. They qualify for a tax abatement of like 1% of their sales tax that they collect. It's an incentive program to bring economic development to the area. So it's a good thing. You want to adopt this.
Okay, I just want to.
Yes,
know
ma'am.
what it was.
These, Mr. Norton, these census tracts, oh, I'm sorry, can I?
Yes, go ahead.
These census tracts, 9506, 9507, 9504, 3, 2, and 1, where are they located?
I'd have to pull that information. I don't have those exact numbers. I'd have to find out exactly where those are located.
Does anybody in the room know what we're deeming an enterprise zone?
No, sir, I don't believe any of us have that information. That was sent to us by the Louisiana Department of Economic
Development.
Development.
LED?
LED, yes, sir.
So
We'd have
nobody, we're gonna vote on something that nobody knows what we're deeming an enterprise zone. We don't know if it's the whole parish or a piece of the parish or,
I assume it would be in conjunction with the current zones that we have, which are the Louisiana Opportunity Zones,
Yeah,
but I don't have answers to those questions.
that's pretty much
I
what.
mean, I can find that out for you by the next meeting. That shouldn't be a problem, but
I mean, the criteria is a established criteria. They look at the income,
I understand that. I understand
Okay.
what it is. I know full well what it is. I just don't know what we're deeming as an enterprise zone in our parish by passing this resolution. I mean, that would be like telling me you're moving my district lines, but you can't tell me where.
The map that had those enterprise zones on?
Yeah.
Floating around,
One of
that
them's
was a map
Quail
deal.
so
Dove.
you want to know the exact locations of the precincts? I can get the answers for that.
Yeah, I
for the
want to
next
know what we're deeming. I want a map to show what we're deeming an enterprise zone. I think that's the only
meeting. Okay.
right way to
I
address
will
it.
make that request.
We got that though. Yeah, we got that.
So we
I
have
know it's
12
not- it's
zones
probably not in the
according to
package.
this.
Yeah, we
Don't
didn't
worry
get that,
about
we didn't
that.
get that in the packet.
Boundary
It's probably not in the package.
It's not
but
in
we
the
have
pack.
that.
Yeah, it's not in here. I don't,
Yeah.
No, it's not.
There's only 2 in the parish.
So we need to make a
All right, you
policy.
get that to us next meeting then,
So
Mr.
we need to
Yes, sir, I can do that.
There's how many?
says
There's
12.
only 2 in the
It
parish.
says 12,
Says
12?
12 on here.
Oh.
according to the information we got. All right, Mr. Norton says he'll get that to us next meeting. Do we want to carry this on to next meeting?
Yes.
I'll make a motion to defer this until the regular meeting, 2 weeks.
All right.
Second.
All right, we have a motion, alternate motion to defer.
Yes.
Any discussion on that?
Second.
We have a motion by Mr. Baker and a second by Ms. Boyd. No discussion, vote.
Oh, she didn't put it up there. Okay, so this is gonna be,
Give it a minute.
huh? To next.
All right, alternate motion passed. Item number 4, authorize the president to sign a resolution appointing Michael Rister as a director to the Board of the Louisiana Local Government Environmental Facilities and Community Development Authority for a 2-year term.
So moved.
Have a motion by Mr. Ross,
Second.
second by Mr. Rowe. Any discussion?
Yes, sir. Who is these?
That's our parish administrator.
That's our parish
Parish.
engineer.
Okay.
Engineer.
Engineer.
The engineer, okay.
The engineer.
Yeah, he's
All right.
replacing Steve Brown on that board.
I just want to make sure. I ain't got no problem with it.
All right, vote. Motion passed. Item number 5, approve the 2024 liquor license renewals.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Beg your pardon? Okay.
Pushed it 3 times.
Motion passed. Item number 6, approve the 2024 DeSoto Parish Tourism Commission budget.
So move.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion on this?
Never saw the budget, so.
No discussion? Vote. Motion passed. Item number 7, authorize changing the signs from Garland Scout Ranch to the Kinsey Scout Reservation.
So move, just get a discussion.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
I just had a question for Mr. Phillip or Mr. Woodley. Have we ever done anything else with state signs, and to y'all's knowledge?
We don't do anything with state sign. DOTD would replace the sign. We don't have jurisdiction out there.
Why are we even talking about this then?
Well, that's what that's,
The way I understand it, the state transportation department has requested that we authorize it or okay it, and then they will change the signs. There's gonna be a cost incurred, and the Kinsey or the Scouts are going to reimburse the police jury for the sign replacement if that happens, if we vote to do that tonight.
Oh, they just want us.
They just want us to authorize, the state wants us to authorize them to be able to do it.
so we're not putting it up, we're not
We're
No.
not putting them up, we're not touching them.
making it, we're not ordering
Make
it.
it, we're not gonna touch them.
What was this question?
His question was, had the parish ever taken care of signs on State Highway before?
No, my question was, are we going to, give them time to decide how to name, because I don't wanna impose,
They have decided how to name it, they're not planning on changing the name.
but if we don't give them permission, they won't be able to do it, or will they be able to do it?
They've changed the name of the Scout Ranch already. All we're voting on is whether or not to take the sign down,
Or change it.
replace it.
Oh, so we can't vote on the compromise.
And replace it.
No.
We have no say in that. The Scout, I guess the Scouts
If we doing the
decided to change the
resolution, why
name.
we don't have no say.
Yes, sir.
If we don't have jurisdiction there, we don't have any say on the sign either, period. We have nothing to do with it. Whether they put new signs up, leave the old signs up, or take them all down. That's none of our business whatsoever. We have no jurisdiction on state property. Period.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't understand why the DOT is requesting a resolution from us. I hear what you're saying, but there's an email in here from the traffic engineer at DOTD asking for that. So, I have dealt with DOTD and right-of-ways before, and the general message I've always gotten is,
Do it our way.
we're doing it our way.
Will they be
So-
asking us to fix their roads for them here in the
So,
future?
I don't know why they're requesting, permission. I hear what you're saying. Maybe there's some explanation I don't know about. I haven't been involved in this project. I'm just looking at the DOT message, email saying that we need, the governing body needs a resolution for this to occur.
I think DOT's stance is that they don't wanna deal with 15 or 20 different entities, just deal with the governing body. So that's what in their request, they said a resolution is needed by the governing entity over the subject area. And that's what they're asking for us to provide a resolution of which direction we wanna go with the sign.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, Mr. Rowe.
I don't think that we ought to be trying to change history. This lady
I'm not good with that.
worked all her life and donated all this, 1,000 acres to these people, even though it might have been 100 years ago.
And I don't want to wipe it out.
But, it's just not fair to take her name off of this
It's
piece
not.
of property,
It's not.
But is that what they asking us? I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's what they're
That's
asking.
what they're
And if
asking
you
us
can't,
to do.
if you can't find Garland Scout Ranch, everybody in the last 50 years know Garland Scout Ranch, and to change the name of it just is a disgrace to the family that donated this piece of property to her.
Mr. Russo?
If the police jury wants to have a sign honoring Miss Garland on the highway, we don't object to that. We just want a consistency between the highway directional signs. But we certainly don't object.
Put a flashing light up.
The police jury, if they want to come up with another sign remembering Miss Garland, there's no objection from, these are highway directional signs, and I know it doesn't seem likely, but some people do. They're looking, if they don't see Kinsey,
Well, can they put a Kingsley sign underneath that?
it's a high-speed highway.
Mr. Kennington,
Forgive me, I forgot your name.
Mr. Russo.
Russo. Are you aware of the resolution adopted by the police jury in 2013?
Yes, sir, and we attempted to respond to that by the Norwella Council adopted the resolution in your packet, pointing out the three things. The main, the Millicent Garland Loop, it's the main road around the camping area. The Millicent Garland camping area, that's the main camping area. And then, they're putting up a plaque on the main building honoring Millicent Garland and giving a little bit about her charity and so forth. And we don't, there's no objection if there's some other way that the police jury wants to continue to honor Miss Garland on the highway. Or if we need to put a plaque at the front of the, by near where the entrance to the Kinsey Scout Reservation is, that's fine too. But we feel like we're mixing apples and oranges.
We are, and I'm not, I don't care what you call any of the camping areas or anything else, but I do have concern, number one, that was adopted back years ago. And I think y'all agreed to it after the police jury adopted it.
See, the name change occurred in 13.
Right.
And that adoption was a recommendation for us to continue to do something on it.
Right, and I thought y'all agreed that you would.
Well, yes, we have.
And so my next issue is this resolution that we're voting on tonight. Be it further resolved, the DeSoto Parish Police Jury will be responsible for the cost associated with the purchase, installation, and maintenance of the sign. I understand you said you were gonna reimburse,
We'll put all the, we'll
but,
deposit it
no, I understand that, but I'm curious, when I ask our road department guys and everybody else in the room just a second ago, are we installing the signs? The answer I get is no, we're just giving permission for,
That's true. The DOTD will install the sign. They want the governing authority to be responsible.
well, and on the first page, it actually mentions, that we would purchase and install, which I understand you're gonna reimburse us. But my point is that I don't really want our guys out there, putting up poles and a sign.
That's a misnomer. I know that they're not expecting y'all to do it. The DOTD, that's an error.
It says it says the cost associated with it, Kyle. It doesn't say that we're going to install it.
Whereas the Norwella Council has agreed to deposit with the DeSoto Parish Police Jury amount sufficient to cover the cost associated with the purchase and installation. Hold on, let me back up to the first paragraph. Whereas LDOTD advises Norwella Council that in order to correct the signs, the jury over the area where the traffic signs are located must adopt a resolution to be responsible for the cost associated with the purchase, installation, and maintenance of the signs. Is that not implying that we're gonna purchase, install, and keep up the signs? I mean, I know they're gonna reimburse us.
Maybe. Maybe.
I know other people be reimbursing us anyway, we don't.
I'm just like Mr. Parker, I don't know why we don't have a say in it.
Yeah, I don't understand myself. To me, it seems like DOTD don't want to be in the middle of it,
They don't.
and they want to pass the buck.
pass the
That's what it seems like.
That's what it seems like to me.
And one other thing, signs kind of give direction to where you're going. If people read signs on the highway saying Garland Ranch, and then they start looking for Garland Ranch, but they see this name here, Kinsey Scout Reservation, that's gonna be kind of confusing to them, right?
That's what he's saying.
That's what he's saying.
So, but, the sign should be up there, should be, it was Garland Ranch for years, wasn't it?
The whole solution to this, let them buy the sign, and have the state put them up.
Changed this years ago.
All right,
10
Mr.
years
Glenn, have one final say.
It was Garland Scout Ranch from
That's what I thought.
when the sign was, when the name of the place changed. The sign is about the size of that wall right there. There's two little signs on each, on northbound and southbound.
All right, if there's no more discussion, let's vote.
One remaining.
Remaining. I pressed it.
Way to go, Jimmy.
All right. All right, item number 7, fail. Item number 8, authorize the president to sign the resolution and agreement for legal and consulting services with Oates and Marino for Westdale Plantation Road and Bridge project.
So move.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
Project's been going on for a year or two. Need to finish it up.
Just for the right of way.
Vote.
Huh?
I'm pushing the button.
Need some new batteries.
All right, motion
IT.
passed. Item number 9, to accept the special event permit application for Head Check Stables located at 269 Ware Road on December 23rd, 2023 for a bonfire. Application submitted, was not submitted within 30-day policy. Do I have a motion?
So move, whose district's that in?
Ware Road?
I think it might be yours. Highway 5.
No,
East of 5. Richard.
Mr. Fuller.
I'm almost,
All right. I'll make the motion.
All right, motion by Mr. Rowe,
Second.
second by Mr. Jones.
Okay, so,
Discussion.
yep. So we gonna do this every time somebody be late with they application?
We've been doing it that way.
We've been doing it if they were late.
Yeah.
Yes, we've been doing it, but for next year, I don't wanna see it happen that way.
I mean-
number 2 here, this is the second one.
Why, huh?
I mean, let's just get rid of our
Make sure they get
policy
them
we
in.
adopted then, if we're gonna circumvent it every time. I mean,
Everybody can wait.
they've been promoting it at least since November 10th on
Right.
Facebook. So it's not like it just came up and they decided to throw it together.
Exactly.
Well, if we vote it down, they'll get the message, won't they? Vote.
I have some hard, man.
Question, is there some reason why they're not being able to get it? Is something happening in our office or?
No.
Nothing with us?
Turned it in like
Bad news.
But didn't we do, question, didn't we do this once before?
Yes, we did, but we can't keep,
So
Doing
we're
it.
saying to vote this, okay. I'm just,
I mean, they have plenty of time to get it submitted.
okay.
Have 2 remaining.
Yeah, I was one.
I mean, if you gonna have the rule, we need to stick to the rules.
They should be on probation or something there. They're gonna do it anyway.
1 remaining.
That's enough.
All right.
Saving y'all life.
All right, motion fail. Hear a motion to adjourn administrative committee?
So moved.
So moved.
All in favor?
I have to get mine in, okay.
Budget and Finance Committee?
Yes, sir, sorry. Budget and Finance,
Oh, I flipped too many pages, I'm sorry. Call Budget and Finance Committee meeting to order. Is there any additions or deletions to the agenda? Hearing none. Guest and public comments. Budget and Finance item. Select Thomas Cunningham Broadway, Todd Tenenbaum. I think I said that close. Okay. As the CPA for the 2023 through 2025 audits.
Second.
Fuller?
Fuller.
Mr. Fuller made a motion, Mr. Kennedy seconded. Any discussion?
Yes, the time of 23 to 25, so just the remaining part of this year, or what they did?
It's, looks like it's a three-year
3 years.
contract
It says
for
23.
23, 24, and 25.
They won't audit 23 till
Well, also, if they already doing it for us, when did the contract end?
No, they don't audit until the end of the year.
They
I mean,
audit the
they'll
next year.
Next year for 2023. It's always a year behind.
Y'all please vote now.
There it goes.
Motion passes. Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
We're adjourned.
Buildings and Properties, called order. Any call for additions and deletions? Been none. Any guests and public comments to the Building and Properties?
Chairman ain't here, the next one on the list now,
Okay.
but it's our nail. It's in our bylaw.
Okay. Okay, buildings and properties. I don't know.
Taking care of it. Next in line.
Any additions, or you asked that already?
He got that one.
Okay. Item number 1, authorize the president to sign a 3-year renewal service agreement.
Public comment.
Yeah,
He did.
He already did.
Okay, all right.
Yes, yes,
He was
Come on,
wrong.
Richard.
He officially called for adjournment.
Wake up
Okay.
over there, Rich.
Authorize the president to sign a 3-year renewal service agreement with Johnson Controls for Havoc and controls of the courthouse with recommended changes per legal counsel.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Parker,
Second.
second by Mr. Kennington. Any discussion?
Yes, if you can elaborate, what's this?
Mr. Norton?
It's our maintenance agreement with
Yeah.
Johnson Controls for the HVAC system at the courthouse. Yes, ma'am.
I
They're
wanted
the-
to make sure that was.
They're the company that's been working on the chilling units, which do the courthouse, the DA's office, all that. They've been doing that for years.
Need that.
Any other discussion?
I was just like, what was the legal counsel involved with that for?
There were just a few changes in here concerning jurisdiction, arbitration, governing law that I thought needed to be changed, so I recommend they correspond back with Johnson Control and change them.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, any other question? Hearing none, please vote. Motion passes. Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Been moved in second. And we adjourn. All in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
We adjourn. Thank you.
Personnel.
Personnel committee called to order. Is there any addition or deletions to the agenda? Any guests or public comments?
Excuse me.
Deletion.
Yeah, you have a deletion, number
Yeah.
3. Okay.
We delete number 3
Uh,
from the agenda.
Get a motion.
Can I
Get a
get
motion and a second from your committee.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call vote.
Aye.
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 Okay, you're deleted.
Motion deleted. Item deleted. Approve the item 1, approve the compensation study. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you.
For discussion?
Ready for question? Please vote. Motion passes. Item 2, approve the new step increase schedule.
So move.
Second.
Any questions? Please vote. Motion passes.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
Can all in favor please signify by saying aye?
Aye.
Adjourned.
Yep.
Policies and procedure.
Policies and procedures, call to order, call for additions or deletions. Any guest or public comments? Item number 1, discuss and take action on eliminating jury committees.
Okay. I asked to put
What-
that on there.
Hold on, we gotta get a motion and a second from somebody on the committee.
Okay. So moved.
All right, motion by Ms. Burrell,
Second for discussion.
second by Ms. Simpson. Go ahead, Ms. Burrell.
Okay, I wanted us to think about this. Every year, we do this committee thing, and we wanted to fewer years that even do committees anymore. I think everything should just come up on the administrator. It'll save us money for one thing, for having committee meetings. For one thing, it'll save us money on that. Second of all, it don't give us a level playing field for all the jurors. These committees can be used to eliminate anything from coming to the jury into the full jury. It really does. And for years, they've been stacked. It is what it is. I'm just gonna tell y'all what it is. As you know, it's 5 blacks, 6 whites. And when we do that, most of these committees that have anything really to do with the jury and money-wise, they always look like it's 3 whites, 2 black. So we never gonna get a fair chance. If they want to eliminate some out of committee, it ain't gonna never pass the committee. I want to start this year off being fair to everybody, being fair to every district, every district being represented. I just think everything should be put up on the administrative committee. That's how Shreveport-Bossier doing it, Caddo doing it, everybody doing it but us. And I just want to give everybody a even playing field. And I think maybe we can do business better that way. Because some of us won't feel left out. Because I do many times, I got to worry about getting something through committee just so the full jury can vote on it. But I wanted y'all to think about that before it's time to elect our president, and he have to be forced with the task of appointing these committees. Because it's not, if you just really think about it, it's really not fair. We ain't never gonna get a fair chance.
All right, Mr. Ross?
Yes, sir. I've prepared the committees. And me personally, I never look at color. Never does. I look at the best person for the job. That's how I look at it. And secondly, if everything is administrative, you always got 5 blacks, 6 whites. We can't change that. So I don't think we should look at color, the best person for the job.
Mr. Ross, with all due respect, come on now, let's be real. Honestly, let's be
if-
real. The best
if it-
person
go
for
ahead.
the job, and it's always 5 to 6. But I'm talking about a situation. It first got to get to the 5 or 6. It's first got to get to a full jury. I mean, if just say, just that's right. You can vote it down. I'm telling you. Just say buildings and property. If they want to kill something in that committee, it don't take but 3 votes to do it. It don't make no difference what we do. It stands a better chance within the full jury than it do being killed. Then you got to wait 3 more months before you can bring it back up. That kind of stuff. That's senseless.
I don't agree with that. And compared to other parishes, in some ways, the parishes are very different. You know, might be larger or small. Like Natchez Parish, they conduct under just president. They got juries, but the president mostly do all the work. You got different situations when you bringing other parishes along with us to look at.
Well, I mean, that's just my take on it. Yeah, hey, everybody entitled to their opinion. That's mine.
Any further comments?
I'm like, Mr. Barrett, I just want, there have been times where just wasn't fair shake. There have been times where committees have, like I said, things are being killed because you don't have the representation. If you put it before the full jury, if it voted down then, it's voted down. I had no problem with that. But like I said, at least you want a fair shake at having the opportunity to have something passed. That's all she's asked. That's all, I'm asking as well, so. And I'm not accusing anybody of saying committee, but in the past, they have been like that. But to me, they haven't been fair. I can speak for me. And so I just want to make sure I'm able to represent my constituents, white, black, Chinese, whatever. the other.
Exactly.
I just want to be able to represent them fairly and have an opportunity to represent them. It's not about black, white to me. It's about representing my constituents fairly.
Mr. Ross?
Well, go ahead. I'll pass.
Mr. Parker?
The problem I sort of have with this is, right now, by having committee meetings, we get the agenda basically of what we're gonna have at the actual meeting 2 weeks later. So we've got 2 weeks' time to investigate and study the agenda that's coming up in 2 weeks' time. If you eliminate the committees, are we still gonna be able to get our agenda 2 weeks early?
We should be.
How we gonna do that if it's all gotta go through administrative committee? We still gotta have a meeting. So I don't see where you're gonna save money. You made the statement that we're gonna save money, but if we still gotta have an administrative meeting the first Monday of the month to decide what's gonna be on the agenda for the third Monday of the month, we're not saving any money.
No, we're not saying money.
I don't see the point of it. And since I've been on this jury, I can't really recall that at any time that anything that was brought to a committee that didn't get passed on pretty well to the jury.
Mr. Parker.
Oh, just miss, please, Mr. Parker.
Richard,
Come
I
on now.
cannot really,
My mind,
right
baby,
now,
yours
off the
sure
top
ain't
of
bad.
my
Hold on,
head,
hold on.
think of that.
It's
I
Mr.
can't
Parker's
think of
floor.
the time.
I'm sorry.
And personally, I'm sick and tired of all this racial stuff.
Well, don't do
Oh,
that.
It
Mr.
ain't but just a couple of y'all that's doing all the hell raising.
Let me
You
get
Hold on,
can say
hold on,
what
hold
you
on.
want to
Just
say, Mr.
hold on,
Parker.
one at a time.
Don't come in with that couple of y'all stuff. Cause
It's
I'm
used,
you
Hey.
want to put on Front
from
Street? Go
y'all
on Front
all the
Street.
time to us is y'all.
Hold on, Mr. Paul, I'm gonna give you a prime example. Ain't nobody can stop me from saying it. When I called for the question, I'm gonna put you on the spot right now. I called for the question. You got in the back and told me, Mr. Paul, Mr. Fuller, you were sure right. I said, Mr. Paul, I don't even want to hear it. Where you should have said it was in here. So don't be double-minded. If you can say it back there, say it up here. So don't come to my, it's this black and white stuff. You know the deal. You know what's going on. Well, Richard, that is my name. I believe at one time, Mr. Rowe had to call me down. I didn't think he had any authority to actually tell me to be quiet on the issue, but he told me to be quiet, and I shut up.
But that was your
I
choice.
don't question his authority as
your
the
choice.
president. I don't question Mr. Ross's authority.
That's your choice. I was elected by my constituent. Nobody gonna make me be quiet. With all due respect. I'm gonna try to respect the meeting, but you're not gonna make me be quiet. Cause I have a right to talk just like anybody else around this table. Now I'm gonna be quiet now.
And I wanna address that, Mr. Parker. Yes, sir. If it ain't right, it ain't but two ways for Jerry Berea, right or wrong. Either you right or you wrong. And I'm gonna call a spade a spade. I'm one of the jurors up here brave enough to call it for what it is. And y'all can sit here and play innocent like you. I'm gonna give you a perfect example. Budget and finance, Greg Baker, Kyle Kennedy, Trina Bard, Richard Fuller, Dwayne Mitchell, Road Committee, Reggie Rowe, Jimmy Holmes, Arnell Jones, Keith Parker, Jerry Berea. Come on with it now. Solid Waste, Greg Baker, Dwayne Mitchell, Arnell Jones, Jimmy Holmes, Richard Fuller. Do y'all see what I'm saying? Oh, but that's fair. But if I say that's being unfair, then I'm racist. No, I'm real.
Please.
I'm far from racist because I care about all my constituents and y'all. It don't make me no different whether they black, white, or the other. I'm for the people. And when I don't get a fair shake, the people don't get a fair shake. And what I'm telling you is, I ain't talking about I don't look at color. You can't help but to look at color if color staring you in the face. And this been ever since I've been 8 years. I've been a jury. This every year we have to deal with this. I'm gonna see how these committees go. It was at one point the black jurors did not even. You talking about just a few of us. We didn't even serve on a committee. We sure didn't because it was like it was. So don't y'all come with that racist. Because I'm calling y'all hand on it. No longer am I going to sit back and not say nothing and just suck it up. And things just keep going like they going. That's why they going. Because everybody closed mouth don't get fed.
All right, any further discussion? Please vote.
I thought we were just discussing take action.
Motion failed. Item number 2, amend the rules and bylaws of the DeSoto Parish Police Jury of DeSoto Parish, Louisiana, Article 3, Rule 2, removing in the event an item is placed on an agenda which by its very nature is considered confidential, including potential economic development projects, personnel matters, criminal investigations, litigation, and other matters subject to the attorney-client privilege, the president may remove the item from the agenda, subject to consultation with the respective committee chairman. Per Article 9, Rule 3, any of these rules may be changed by 2/3 votes of all the members.
That's mine too.
Hold on,
Yep.
let's get a motion in a second.
So move.
All right, motion by Ms. Burrell,
Second.
second by Ms. Simpson. Yes, ma'am, go ahead.
That's mine too. Because some of us can put stuff on the agenda and it's removed off. I got an item right now that I asked to have on the agenda, but it's not there. And then I'm not even notified that it's moved. When I get my agenda, I got to call and say, what happened to item such and such, where the president took it out, where it don't have nothing to do with none of this in this rule. But every juror should have the right to place some on the agenda. And they should be able to call the chairman of these committees or have the secretary to call the chairman and have some place on the agenda. It shouldn't be taken out by the president. And I think this rule was strictly written for a certain person to be able to take what they want off the agenda. I have asked for executive sessions. They been removed. I asked for items on the agenda. They been removed. And I'm not the only jury in here that had items removed. If I put some on the particular road on the agenda, I want that to be addressed. That's why I put it on the agenda.
Mr.
Mr. Ross.
May I ask Ms. Burrell, in particular, what item are you referring to?
How many
Send-
you took
send-
off
send-
mine? How many Rodriguez of my items you took out the agenda?
One, and that was the
No, no, it
organization
ain't.
chart.
No, it ain't, Rodriguez. It's been more than one. And you denied me for executive session twice.
I denied the organization chart because I told you it wasn't the proper time.
Well, how you gonna tell me when the proper time?
Because we got new jurors coming in. I said, it's not fair to the new jurors to make that decision. I said, let the new jurors come in and weigh in on this decision. That's what I told you with the organization chart.
What that got to do with this rule?
Well, that's taking
do
it
the
off.
organization chart got to do with this rule?
It's
Where
a-
you can take my item out the agenda.
It's a personnel matter.
So who put this in place?
That I'm the chairman of.
I did not deny it going on there. I said, wait till the new jurors come in.
You denied
have
that
no
one, and
problem.
then you denied a couple of more before that, Rodriguez.
But
Yes, you did.
I need
You
to know
know
which
you
ones.
have.
I need to know which one.
I just really think the president should be able to go and remove items from no jury. It don't make me no difference what jury it is. If a jury puts something on that agenda and they follow the proper procedure, nobody should be able to take it off.
If it have to do with anything that to put the jury in jeopardy, especially like a criminal investigation, some litigation stuff, well, yeah.
What I know what I had on the agenda litigation or
Well,
had
no,
to
I'm
do
just saying it for example.
with
I ain't saying you had
any
it.
of these matters. It didn't have anything to do with no criminal investigation, personal matters. It had to do with jury business. And if I ain't mistaken, I can remember Mr. Fuller had one that was taken out. But then if we say something, we being racist.
So would you mind putting that organization chart back on in January 1 when the new jurors come in? I don't have a problem with it.
Look, like I say, if I follow the rules and I put something on the agenda, if it fail, then it fail. I waited my 3 months. Then I got to wait my 3 months, and your 3.
But you talk about fairness. You don't think it's fair to the new guys to come in for Kyle and the rest of them that leaving to weigh in on this discussion?
Who?
The new jurors.
Y'all didn't work the prior years the way you know no discussion. I think Mr. Kimpson and Reggie got just as much right to vote. They still the jury. They have just as much right to vote until they leave this place. I think they have that right as a jury.
Ms. Pearl, let me get Mr. Fuller. Go ahead.
And that's what I was just gonna say, with all due respect, everybody around this room, I mean, we changed things that the new juror gonna have to deal with already. So that don't mean we have to wait, not disrespecting the new jurors, but like I say, we still have to represent our constituents while we're here now. Mr.
Yep.
Rose, Mr. Kennington, and Mr. Mitchell, they still have to represent their purpose now. So, I mean, like I say, if it doesn't conflict with what they have on this, it should be replaced on the agenda. If it, let it be voted up or let it be voted down. Because again, we as jurors, we have the right to put things on the agenda. And y'all don't have the right to take them off unless they violate legally.
Which is,
Other than that, you shouldn't take it off.
And I think,
Thank you, Mr.
in reading this article and the rules and the bylaws, that's the only power that the president is given, is that he can remove something if it meets that qualification, or if the legal attorney or legal counsel says to remove it. Outside of that, I didn't hold these off the agenda. I'm not for them, but I didn't hold them off. I'll put them on there. Yes, sir.
And also, I would like to, if there's an item gonna be removed or deemed removable because of those criteria, I would like to have a conversation with the particular individual that put it on there. Whoever put that item on the agenda, and if it violates, so if it meets the criteria for violation, some of our laws or any other criteria, they have a conversation with them, call them up. I prefer them don't get to the meeting and find out that that item has been removed.
I agree.
Well, we had that, you wanna speak?
No, yes, sir.
We had that conversation. What I just told her, I told her on the phone.
Okay.
After I called and say what happened to my item. And that would have been the fourth item I had removed from the agenda. They didn't have anything to do with none of this.
That's the only one I recall, Ms. Burrell.
Okay, well, I'll remind you later.
Please do.
All right, well, the committee,
will.
please vote.
Now, what do y'all vote on?
You can read it. Motion failed. Motion to adjourn.
So
Move.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Solid Waste Committee.
Can I answer the question before and then leave? I won't take but a second.
No, I think we all of that field there for.
Unless you got something for
I
solid
think
waste.
we're done with the floor. We're in off.
Unless you
meeting.
got something for solid waste.
Unless you got something for solid waste.
You can give it a turn.
You-
Yeah.
Thank y'all.
Thank you. Oh,
Mr. Baker?
Call the Solid Waste Committee to order. Is there any additions or deletions to the solid waste agenda? Hearing none, any guest or public comments? Item D under solid waste, accept the price increases for municipal solid waste from Bossier per the recommendation of Live Oak from $23 per ton to $28 per ton for 2024. Go to $30.50 per ton for 2025, and go to $33 a ton for 2026.
I'll move this discussion.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
A motion and a second. Any discussion?
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's kind of like, we giving these inflation already, like for 26. It could be more. I mean, are we locking ourselves in where it could be actually more? You understand what I'm saying?
Well, this, Bossier prices were locked in for a period of time. And they were locked in at $23 a ton. And that time period is just now coming up. Excuse me. So, to be fair with Bossier, instead of our current tonnage price, Mike, is 33.
Yes, sir.
Our current tonnage price is $33 a ton. To keep from slapping Bossier with a $10 per ton increase, we're gonna ask them for 50% of that increase up front, and then do the next 2 years at a quarter and a quarter. If our tipping fees go up by 26, we might have to look at that again. But for right now, instead of strapping Bossier with a $10 per ton increase, this is the best way that we see to do it, the fairest way for them. And it gives us more money, so.
When did our tonnage rate go up to $33?
Last summer. Was it this summer?
It was last summer.
It was last summer.
Yes, sir.
It went up $10 from 23 to 33 then?
No, sir. Our
No.
tonnage was, I think, $28. It was about a $5 increase.
Okay, so they've been getting
But Bossier's been getting a deal.
a good
yes.
deal for a long time, so
Yes.
why shouldn't they be required to pay our rate?
This is a recommendation that came from Live Oak, who does our who handles our waste out there, so I'm bringing it to the jury.
What
Our
waste-
rate went up, but theirs didn't. Our rate went up again and theirs didn't. So they've been getting a good deal right off the bat. So why can't they come on up to our rate now?
Exactly.
I don't disagree with that, but that was the recommendation of Live Oak, who handles that contract for us, so. The prior arrangement, the prior deal that was made was an email between the former administrator and some officials in Bossier City. I refused to do the same deal, and I decided to bring that to the jury at the recommendation. I asked Live Oak to give us a recommendation on what it should be, and that's what they're telling us.
What we
Live
hauling
Oak-
from Bossier?
Municipal solid waste, MSW, household garbage.
Household garbage?
Yes, ma'am.
Does Live Oak haul any other household garbage to us that gets the $33 rate?
No, that's their contract with Bossier. They have an exclusive contract with Bossier. If they pick up something in the parish that they have a contract with another commercial dealer, then they would have to pay the $33 per ton. But that is the only one that they had that was at the $23 per ton.
I'm saying they have other customers they haul for.
Yes, sir. They would pay the gate rate,
They're paying the
$33.
33
Yes.
too, aren't they?
Yes, sir.
Well, why Bossier?
Because Bossier brings a volume that we can't match right now. It's approximately 400 tons per month. And to get that 400 tons per month, you have to do what you call, what was done in the past was they did what they called volume discounts. So if you want to get the MSW out there to mix with the other garbage, you offer the volume discounts. That's what Live Oak is doing, so.
Kyle?
So the more the volume, the higher the discount? The discount, is that what you're saying?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm not on solid waste, never been on solid waste, but, this last, I mean, I've only been on the jury 3 years, and we're undergoing our second sale right now. And aren't those sales about 10 million apiece?
No, sir. The first one was about 7 million, or 6 million, and this one is about $8.1 million.
Okay. So why, I guess, like I said, I'm not on the committee, so I don't get a vote right now, but why would we, the landfill was built for the taxpayers of the parish. The taxpayers get taxed for servicing that, which I believe is up for renewal next year, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm not saying charge them exactly the same, because they should get a volume discount, but are you doing the parish residents a disservice by giving such a large discount for bringing Bossier trash all the way to Mansfield? And
And they
I've recently heard discussions that we need to buy more property, that we're out of room, that we got to buy new tractors, new equipment, bigger bulldozers. You know, it brings in more liability when we have trucks roll over. I mean, there's a reason Bossier doesn't have a landfill to take their own trash to. And so I just would encourage the committee or whoever wants to make this decision that they take that all into account, because it's going to come up before the people next year. And my people are smart enough to understand the line of thinking that, I'm not saying nobody else is smart enough. I'm just saying the residents of the parish, that came out wrong. The residents of the parish are smart enough to do simple math and figure out things on their own. And they're wising up to the way government spends their money across the board, so.
Mr. Baker,
Yes, sir.
out of that $28 a ton, don't we give Live Oak also a rebate?
They
The amount of
get
tonnage they bring
a
in?
rebate based upon the volume they get. So if they,
So out of that $28 a ton, part of that's gonna go back to Live Oak.
that's correct.
So we're not actually even getting the $28 a ton.
That is the contract that you'll have with the Live Oak,
right.
yes, sir. That's the renegotiated contract, though, reduced their percentage. And it's based on, again, volume discounts. The more they bring, the more discounts they get.
We hauling Bossier's trash, or we hauling poop?
It's Bossier's household garbage.
And this is not special waste, this is Bossier household garbage.
For
I'll-
Are we hauling some special waste from Bossier?
I'm sure we are, yes, ma'am. We
I
we haul
thought
a
we
lot of
would.
special waste.
Any other discussion?
So we're not getting.
Y'all please vote
Is
now.
it the reason we have to vote on this today?
What?
We
Sir?
have to pass this today?
The contract with Bossier, the agreement with Bossier is up December 31st. So y'all don't vote on it, then it's just gonna go up to the $33 per ton next year.
Vote on it next week. Can we make an alternate motion to discuss this the next week? I mean, to vote on the regular meeting? If there's something that forward you would need to do, so.
If you wanna make an alternate motion, you can make the alternate motion.
Yes, I'd like to make an alternate, or you did say.
If it passes,
see,
it'll go
see,
to
You
the
can pass it in committee and it'll go to
Yeah,
the
it'll
full
pass,
jury.
it'll go to
All you
them.
gotta do is pass it in committee and it'll go to the
It'll go
full
to the
jury
full
to
jury.
discuss. We're not putting it in effect. We're just sending it to the full jury.
All right, we can do that.
I might kill it there.
Motion passes. Motion to adjourn.
So move.
Motion and a second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Insurance committee,
Insurance Committee, call to order. Call for additions and deletions. Call for guest and public comment. We'll move to item one, approve property and casualty and work compensation insurance for 2024.
Make a motion.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Open for discussion. Any discussion?
Casual work compensation.
No discussion? Please vote. Motion passes. Item two, renew United Healthcare Insurance with HPL benefits and absorb the cost increase until March 31st of 2024.
Motion.
Got a motion from Mr. Boyd, Mr. Simpson, I mean.
Yeah, second,
You second it.
Mr. Fuller,
that's it. Yeah, sure. Discussion.
Mr. Fuller seconded.
Open for discussion.
So basically, my motion just got thrown under the rug, right? The motion I had made in the last meeting. To go
think-
straight to, self issue.
I thought she said to send it back to committee for consideration.
I believe you.
yeah, I thought you send it back through committee.
We had an alternate motion, I think, to send it back to committee.
Which is where it's at.
That's what I'm thinking, that we voted it back to the committee. and Came up with this.
Right.
That, as you had suggested, Mr. Burrell, that we do compensate them. And basically what this amounts to is,
I mean, I'm just asking, I don't have no problem, long as the employees don't have to eat the cost, I'm
We're
good.
absorbing it.
what this actually amounts to is the insurance will renew whether we take any action or not. It will renew with United Healthcare, period, whether we do anything or not. It's my understanding. But this way here, as we get to study this and look at all the other brokers that's come to us with other insurance companies and stuff, it'll give us time until March to pick a new company new brokers, or whatever the jury decides to do. And we will compensate our employees, their added costs up until that time. And then whatever decision we make then they will have to start. If we still go with the 27% increase at the end of March, unless we change it, the employees will then have to absorb that cost themselves, just like the jury will have to absorb their 27% increase that we pay on the policy and stuff.
Okay, I mean, I have no problem as long as the employees don't have to absorb that cost, for the 2 months.
We're trying right now, we're trying our best to work it to find the cheapest thing that we can do to keep the cost down to our employees as best we can. And this will just give us time to look at the different policies and stuff, and the brokers to come up with whatever they can come up with, talk with the insurance companies and stuff.
Mr. Parker? Do we have a dollar amount that 27% comes out to be?
It's gonna be roughly about 27,000 all the way till March.
For the
That
first
they-
quarter?
Yes, that we will pick up for those employees.
And I know that's lots of money to say that, but, we've got good employees. We get the, satisfactory work out of them. They get called out at different hours of the night, on weekends and stuff, when we have emergency situations come up. So I think we should try to take in consideration exactly what they do for us. You know, let's take our time and try to find them the best deal that we can get for them. Any other discussion?
I'm down with
Please vote. Motion passes. Motion to adjourn.
Come on.
Got a motion, need a second? Motion made, seconded. We're adjourned. Please vote. Say aye. We're adjourned.
Road committee?
Road committee come to order, call for any additions or deletions to the agenda. Any guest or public comment on anything on the road committee? Item 1, authorize the president to sign change order number 1 to include asphalt resurfacing on Cody Lane.
So move.
Motion by Mr. Arnell,
Second.
second by Mr. Keith Parker. This is a strip of road between Mr. Baker and Mr. Fuller over there. Mr. Baker's gonna use some of his, ARPA money on it. What was the total on that change order?
Change order would be approximately $65,000 to put 2.5 inches of asphalt from English to Swanee Road, that would connect those two roads. Both of those roads are existing asphalt. We have one section in the middle that's a gravel road or oil road, and this allows to have asphalt pavement throughout that subdivision.
Have you done replace the culverts in there?
Yes, sir.
Culvert's been done. Any more questions?
What kind of covers y'all putting on, tankers?
Plastic HD storm.
Ones that catch on fire? Sorry about that, Mr. Holmes.
Missed that one somewhere.
Yeah.
Didn't think I knew about that, did you?
No, I didn't know that.
Please vote now. Motion passes. Item 2, authorize the president to sign change order number 3 for sheet pile and head walls on Mouse Road, 2016 FEMA.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Parker.
Second.
Second by Mr. Holmes. Any discussion? Please vote now. Motion passes. Authorize Authorize the parish administrator to sign an agreement between owner and engineer for professional services on Brazil Road preliminary design, final design, and construction layout.
So move.
Motion by Mr. Parker,
Yeah.
second by Ms. Burrell. Any discussion? Please vote now. Motion passes. Authorize compensating Pat Loftus for fence replacement on Powell Road as per the servitude agreement.
Make a motion.
Motion by Mr. Jimmy Holmes,
Second.
second by Mr. Keith Parker. Any discussion?
What's the price tag on it?
What's the price tag on Mr. Roster?
Right around a little over $19,000, about, I think it's just under $5 a foot for the barbed wire fencing. You can see the two comparisons, I have two additional comparisons in your packet. You have, Mr. Loftus, about $5 a foot, and you'll see our current contract price on Hannah Tucker. I believe it was, around $8 a foot. $9 a foot. And you have the DOT price, which is considerably higher, and that's over $10 a foot. And so that's what we compared it to, and just reimbursing the landowner and letting him build his own fences are by far our cheapest option versus contracting it ourselves.
Mr. Rowe?
So, just a second, Mr. Loftus gonna put it, his fence up himself?
Yes, sir.
He gonna get his,
Huh?
so the
Okay.
original agreement with, Mr. Brown before Michael's time here was, he would give us the right of way on his side of the property all the way down Powell Road and allow him to move that water line into it. I think move a gas line or something into it. He actually took his own fence down, the fence that he had just put up before all this started. But it was in the original agreement, in the original, I don't wanna say contract, but it was original figures to do this. It's just now that they finished everything else, he's ready to put his fence back up to keep people out of his hay pastures.
Okay, good deal. Any other questions? Please vote now. Motion passes.
Motion to adjourn.
Do I have a second? All right, second. Motion adjourned. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Yes, sir, thank you. Special meeting called to order. We're gonna skip down to any guests and public comments, for the special meeting. Being none, any additions and deletions to the special meeting agenda? I have two. The first one will be, under number 5, amend the proposed general budget to add $33,000 for the multicultural center. This is some yearly. Can I get a motion?
So move.
Got a motion by Mr. Jones, second by Mr. Fuller. Roll call vote, Mr. Fuller? Mrs. Boyd? Mr. Kennedy?
Aye.
Mr. Holmes? Aye. Mr. Ray?
Aye.
Mr. Parker?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, this will be put on item number 5.
Probably want to put it on before the budget.
Okay. Well, that's for operating in the capital budget, okay? So we will slide this in at, we'll slide number 2 down. We'll slide these two in between number 1 and number 2. So that will be number 2. Number 3 will be amend the proposed general budget to add $4,000 for St. Peter's Church of God of Christ for assistance to the 2023 Christmas drive.
Can you read that one more time?
Amend the proposed general budget to add $4,000 for St. Peter's Church of God in Christ for assisting with the 2023 Christmas food drive.
Need a motion?
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
That is for this year's food drive?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, it is.
Okay, well, that needs to be for, not for the 2024 budget then. You just need to amend the 2023 budget for that,
Okay.
okay? Not the 2024 budget. If he's wanting the funds this year.
Yes, sir.
So that'll be just an amendment to the 2023 budget.
Okay.
But that will have to be a separate addition to your agenda.
Okay. So that'll be item number 3,
That could be actually 5.
5.
That would be 6.
Be
That'll be
six.
Oh, that would be 6.
Whatever.
Okay.
I so move.
Do we have a second?
Yeah.
Ms. Burrell, second. Mr. Fuller made the motion. Roll call vote, Mr. Baker?
Aye.
Aye.
Mr. Parker? Mr. Rowe?
Aye.
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 Okay, we'll add that to number.
Mr. President, I have one
Yes, sir.
to add if you're done.
Yeah, I'm done with this one.
To amend the 2024 budget to include $10,000 for the town of Stonewall for their Christmas parade for next year.
That's why we were getting them eyes from you. That's why we were getting them eyes from you. So move.
Second.
Okay, I got a motion.
2024, next.
Next year. They got the money this year?
It's done.
This is for the Stonewall Christmas Parade?
Yeah, town of Stonewall. Yes.
Y'all just put a giant Christmas tree up there, didn't you?
That was a sheriff's office with donors.
Okay, so that'll be number 7. That's all you have?
Yes, sir.
That needs to be number 3 before the budget.
Okay.
'Cause that's going in the 2024 budget.
Ain't go down.
Do we have a motion? You made the motion, Mr.?
He made the motion.
You
I
made the
second.
motion, you second.
Second.
Okay, roll call vote, Mr. Fuller?
Aye.
Aye. Ms. Burrell?
We knew
Thank
what you
you.
were saying.
Okay, we'll put that at item number 3.
Hurt you to the heart, don't it?
So move.
Okay. New business.
Quite a bit of
Recommend awarding United Healthcare Insurance with HPL benefits and absorb the cost increase until March 31st, 2024.
Second.
I got a motion by Mr. Parker, second by Mr. Rowe. Discussion? There's no discussion, please vote. One remaining. Somebody thinking.
Oh, hit that button. That's you.
I hear it.
Motion passes. Item number 2. Amend the proposed general budget to add $33,000 for the multicultural center.
So move.
Got a motion by Mr. Jones,
Second.
second by Mr. Fuller. Discussion?
This is something we do every year for them.
Yes, sir.
How much did we give them last year?
I don't
Hey,
know.
different from Aqua.
It
29,000.
was paid with
29.
our ARPA.
29,000.
Different people
The
contribute.
total was 29,000. It was 3 different jurors, but it was 29,000
Oh, yeah,
total.
yeah.
And previous year was, I believe, 34,000.
Okay, if there's no more discussion, please vote. Motion passes. Item number 3. Amend the 2024 budget for $10,000 to the town of Stonewall Christmas Parade.
So move.
Second.
Got a motion by Mr. Fuller, second by Mr. Kingston and
Ms.
Ms.
Simpson.
Trina Bard Simpson. Discussion? If there's no discussion, please vote.
what?
One remaining.
Got them both.
Click your button.
I clicked it.
Right.
Motion passes. All right, item number 4. Amend the proposed general budget to add 4,000 for St. Peter Church of God of Christ for assisting the 2023 Christmas
So move.
drive.
Yeah.
Got a motion by Mr. Fuller, second by Ms. Burrell. Discussion.
This just needs to be amend the general budget, right?
Yes.
General, yes.
Yes.
Amend the 2023.
Okay.
There's no discussion, please vote.
Who didn't vote?
Okay,
Yeah, he's getting,
Hold on.
we still in discussion.
She's checking on something.
Oh, okay.
Guess we do a CEA.
Oh, yeah, we have. You know what? We could do it. It's brand new. I don't know anything about it. On this one. Just came up tonight. The 4,000, we might have to do a CEA. Well, who could supersede and do a CEA? We might have to do this.
So the money would be going to St. Peter Church of God in Christ?
Yeah, it looks like it. I mean, I think given the request here that we would need to, the police jury would need to have a CEA agreement, and you would have to have a finding by the police jury to see if it satisfies a public purpose with a jury analysis. So without a CEA, I don't believe you can do this donation, and I didn't see it prior to tonight.
There's prohibitions against giving money to religious institutions unless it's a public purpose. It has to meet certain things to do that with government money. With us doing it with government money.
He said he was.
Well, that's why I asked the lawyer. I don't.
Yeah, it's for food drive, correct?
He said for the pub.
Well, the purpose of it is for the Logan Sport community, for the gifts for the children, is not to an institution. I just thought somebody was gonna have to be responsible for managing the finances for this purpose, but it's not for St. Peter, it's for the community, for the community itself.
They gotta have a tax ID number and everything. They gotta be,
Yeah.
I have a
they have
tax
to have a
ID, it's
CEA, you gotta have a tax ID number.
Yes, sir.
Just
I
do
can
a
do it
CEA.
that way, I can run it through my nonprofit, whatever satisfies the jury.
We've done it before.
Can we do?
Oh. I don't know what you all have done before, but
legal.
I'm saying that you cannot give money, public funds to a private institution without some type of public purpose finding and a CEA. I'm not,
So you saying all we needed the CEA attached to it?
if you've made an appropriate finding that it's a public purpose of public funds to satisfy a community need.
Well, I'd like to do my motion to add the CEA to it, let the CEA be done.
You wanna make an alternate motion?
I'm just adding to that, because I made the motion on us, I'm just adding to that motion. Include the CEA with it.
We done voted on this.
Yeah, I'll vote you guys.
Sir?
We've already voted on this one. So I don't know what,
It hadn't been shown.
I don't know what the procedure is to do what you
Yeah,
want to do.
everybody's
Oh, I didn't know.
The event's the
As long
23rd.
as it hadn't been shown, you can change your motion.
And this, for it to go to the full jury,
No, this is
all the
special
special
meeting.
meetings, correct?
I can't see the problem.
When is the event, Mr., is Mr. Gatlin, right? When is the event?
Of December.
Criteria you don't get?
That's, when did he say?
17th, day before.
It's prior to your next meeting.
People bring things in so late.
So what?
Question, quick question. Now, we just voted,
I give
To do,
anything, just give us.
and I'm not picking on Stonewall, a parade. What is that doing for the parade?
That's for next year.
That's for
next-
twenty
That's
twenty-four.
for 2024.
You don't really know.
Well, we
That
need a
ain't the parade.
CEA
Well,
before
Well,
that.
we'll do a CEA before then,
Yeah.
but he's
But like
wanting
I
his
said,
for now.
I mean, we want to CEA, just do the CEA with him. That's all we gotta do.
Well, you-
Yeah, we're voted, I think we should carry the vote, and attach the CEA with it.
Yeah, that's all.
If it'll help the jury, I mean, our office can work with getting a CA drafted
Right.
in legal form, cleared by our attorney if you
Yeah.
want to move forward with
Yes,
this. We'll make
please.
sure
Well,
that
if
we
it meets the
cross the
criteria, you
Ts
can
and
do it. If
dot
you
the
don't,
Is
Yes.
on this. And if they don't meet the litmus test, they don't qualify for the assistance.
Right.
But I mean, I defer to our legal counsel on that.
Votes are done.
All right, let's see the,
Good?
yes, ma'am.
As you know, the CEA is not on this motion, but I will make sure it is in the minutes.
Yes, ma'am.
Motion passes. Forgot what number I was on. Okay.
2.
Next item, approve the proposed 2024 operating capital budget.
So move.
Got a motion by Mr. Jones,
We
Second,
gotta put as amended.
as
as amended.
approve the proposed 2024 operation and capital budget as
As
amended.
amended.
Correct.
So move.
I got a mover by Mr.
Second.
Jones. Who seconded?
Mr.
Mr. Baker seconded. Discussion? There's no discussion, please vote.
I do have a little discussion on this.
Yes, sir.
I think all of these things that these people are bringing in here at the last minute, these things need to be brought in here before we do budget discussions earlier in the year.
They know you always
Bring
turn
this
it
in
down.
here right at the last minute every year. This needs to be discussed during budget discussion time.
It is actually the police jury policy that these
Yep.
lists be presented to the
Supposed to
jury
be presented early.
no later than October the 1st, I believe. And we just
No
don't-
reason they can't.
we
get it.
just don't hold them to it, but that's kind of our guideline on that.
Can, okay. Ms. Jolie, can you, make sure that's on our website? To put the
Moving
schedule for.
forward.
Donald, can you make this on our
Oh, yeah, Mr. Donald. Yeah, yeah. Thank you, yeah, you're exactly right. Mr. Fuller?
Before this motion passed, the last motion, Ms. Jody,
Budget
it was
was passed
8,
now.
then they changed to 9-1.
Just passed the
What
budget.
happened there? I know the screen changed.
They were changing their votes through.
Okay, yes, ma'am.
Before,
Okay.
I mean, they can't.
I knew it was two different things, that's why I wondered what happened.
You changed their vote until I hit the end vote.
Got it, yes, ma'am.
It's passing the budget now.
I just knew I saw it change up there, I was like,
You
Yeah.
can't amend anything, it's already been passed.
And
It'll be in
bef-
place.
before you hit end,
Before I hit the end vote on my.
Miss Lily, will you confirm that 27,000 a
Get 'em
quarter,
something.
is that in the budget for all 4 quarters of next
We can
year?
get them something anyway during that time.
On this one, well, no, I mean, what we put on here on the budget, it is for the 27% increase for the whole year.
Right, so we didn't just do first quarter in the budget. It's there for
No,
first, second, third,
it is,
fourth.
yes, sir, it is the 27% for the full year.
And the new, step program or whatever, the compensation study, all that, is all that adjusted,
The
the
comp
budget?
study, no. No. The proposed budget is based on our current step increases, which is a 6 step. That is included in there.
It's already in the new budget?
Yes, we currently already have in place a step increase on 6 steps. The comp study, that is not included. Our new, what you just approved a few minutes ago, for the 12-step increase, that is not included in the 2024 budget.
So,
Now, I can tell you it's about probably to implement it based on that comp study, it's
55.
roughly 55,000.
that was just for the study to get everybody to basically
Correct.
right sizing.
Correct. Now, in actuality, if December the 18th, y'all go ahead and approve the new scale, it's actually gonna save you money on the budget because the amount of people coming with those step increases, it's gonna be lower, like you get to that step in, what am I trying? Like,
steps are
a few-
smaller.
Yeah, the steps are smaller, so the amount itself is smaller.
It won't step out as fast.
So, to me, it will be actually saving you money.
And you wouldn't prefer all that be done before we vote to adopt the budget?
Well, I mean, it's not, to me, it's really not gonna change you a whole lot in the budget as far as the salaries.
630. About, well, you've got about 86, 7,000 in there of extra healthcare. That's not necessarily voted on.
Oh, you're
It's fine,
talking-
it's fine. I'm good.
I know what you were, yeah.
We got one remaining?
That's me. I was
Okay.
listening to Kai.
Oh, yeah?
Before I vote. Cause I don't know everything in the budget.
Did a public hearing in like tomorrow, actually put this in there.
Motion passes. Next item, authorize the president to sign a resolution agreement with legal counsel service with Oaks and Marino for Westdale Plantation Road and Bridge Project.
So move.
Second.
Got a motion by Mr. Rowe, seconded by Mr. Kennington and Mr. Holmes. Discussion. No discussion, please vote. Motion passes. Next item, accept the recommendation of the parish administrator and human resource director for the solid waste
Wait
superintendent.
a minute, hold up, I thought we were removing this off the thing.
We moved the interview.
No,
I
that
didn't-
ain't what we said now. That is
Well-
not what we said. Now, y'all trying to
Hold up,
split
Ms.
that.
Burrell, just hold up, Ms. Burrell. I didn't have a chance to lead it, just vote it down.
No, you might not vote down. Y'all trying to split
that
cap.
way,
Now,
we'll
that
get
ain't
what
what
we
we,
came
I
out with
agree.
all on
That
that.
ain't
Well,
what we
make an
said.
alternate motion.
I move that this be removed.
Can't remove it.
Can't remove it, you can defer it.
We can defer, I wanna defer, cause
Well,
that's
yeah,
what I
Make
see.
a motion to
First they go
defer
to
to when,
personnel.
Ms. Burrell?
They need to go through us. Holy
Yeah,
Spirit.
make a motion to
Make-
defer it. When?
Make a motion to defer to when?
To go
To a
the
later
full
date.
jury.
2025.
Yep.
Okay, you got a second? Second.
Yeah,
Wait,
that's
what
it.
are we deferring? I'm sorry.
The recommendations for
To the
the,
regular meeting?
Now, but see, y'all, that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. See, now, if I make this motion and then it fail, then y'all need.
No. You have the floor to make it and set it what day you want to set it. That's up to you.
She's saying if her motion to defer fails, then we go back to the regular motion, is what she's trying to say, I think.
Well, yes, but I'm hoping everybody respect your wishes.
Oh, I tell you, y'all.
It's
Regular
discussion
meeting in
time,
January.
right?
Sir?
It's discussion time. She got a motion, a second?
He has
Gotta make
a
the
motion to defer until 2025.
Yeah, to 2025.
And he seconded it.
2025?
4.
I mean, 2024.
Oh, Lord.
You said 25.
2024, I think we need to start all the way back over.
So January committee meeting. in
Yep,
20
January committee meeting.
Because the old position need to be hired through the jury.
We got an alternate motion. Did you second? Richard, Mr. Fuller?
Yeah,
Second.
through the jury.
And we're in discussion, right?
Yeah, we're in discussion.
May I say something?
Yes, sir.
So I noticed the other item, and I was gonna say this before it got removed from our agenda. The organizational chart that was adopted unanimously amongst the jury last 2 years, maybe last year. I don't remember when it was. During that time, the administrator was placed under the jury, and everybody else on our staff was under the administrator. And at the end of that meeting, I don't remember which juror made the statement or a recommendation, or I don't know if it was a motion, but they said that before the administrator hired a key department head, that they would bring them into the jury and let us meet them. And basically, it wasn't that we interviewed him and hired him. It was basically that we knew what he was doing before he hired that position. That's what was said at that time. And I guess I'm just asking why we're deviating from that plan today, and also pointing out, I mean, I only have one more meeting, but I'm pointing out the fact that you're setting a dangerous precedent by deviating from what's in your policy and what's in your established history.
Oh, we do that all the time.
And, well, I mean, that's not an excuse.
But you do.
But you're,
You didn't find it then.
but you're,
Fuller, he got the floor.
you're creating a potential liability and employment liability, and issues like that is nothing to play with these days. The best practice you can have is being consistent and following what you have written. And it's when you don't follow what's written that you get in trouble. And then furthermore, and my last point is, if y'all are going to interview and hire people, then why in the world do we need Lily and Michael and an HR director going through applications, resumes, interviews, making decisions? No offense to Miss Amy at all, but if we're gonna hire, or y'all are gonna hire everybody next year, why do you need Amy? I mean, that's why we hired her and empowered her and send her to classes and get her educated and continued education on current hiring practices. And I think it's a slap in the face to those three and I'll be honest, I don't know any of the applicants that applied for that position. But I mean, if we're gonna put them in a position to lead, we gotta let them lead.
Mr. Fuller?
No, you can go.
First of all, let me say this. This motion was made by Dwayne Mitchell. I can tell you exactly what it was. He said, he made a motion that any main position, such as, we hired David and we interviewed David then, that he go through the full jury.
That's right.
That was the motion, and that's what we said. We did not give Mr. Norton authority to do any search hiring during that point. Second of all, it didn't go through committee. He overlooked personnel, like personnel didn't even exist. And that's why I got a problem with committees right now. Personnel committee was overlooked. They didn't interview nobody. Nobody got interviewed. And y'all talking about getting in trouble. we gonna get it, that can get us in some serious trouble right there. Cause before I became a jury, what I used to do was EOC cases. That's a nice little racial discrimination, and yeah, racial discrimination suit that this board can be facing because they just chose a candidate. They didn't interview. They passed the personnel committee. It did not go through committee, period. That's the problem I got with it. And if we gonna do it, you right. If we gonna do it, let's do it right. All this underhanding and doing all this underhanded stuff and bypassing the jurors and think they can just do whatever they want, that is not acceptable to Ms. Burrell. It really not. And it's not being fair to the other people that applied for this job. That's not being fair to them. That position should have come through this jury just like it was voted. And you can go back and check the record, Kyle, because that's what was voted on. That it come before the jury.
These key positions.
In a key position came before this jury. If you think about it, David said right there, we interviewed and another man. This jury interviewed him. And we chose who was going to get hired. At least y'all did. I can even tell you I'm the only one voted against it. So, no, I want it redone because it wasn't done right. And it wasn't. That wasn't done right. And if I had been either one of those people that applied, y'all be looking at y'all nice little lawsuit because I would file charges of discrimination against you because that's exactly what it is.
Okay.
And then when they called me and we decided to bring it even before this jury, they called and asked me if I agree to doing this because it didn't come through committee. If I agree to letting the other people interview for it, do the interview, why I'm gonna do that if you gonna put a letter of recommendation in our packages? Y'all think that's right? What part of that do y'all think right? Now you gonna interview the rest of these people, but you put a letter of recommendation in our packages. That's wrong. And just like I say, from Miss Burrell, ain't got nothing to lose. From now on, I'm calling a spade a spade. Either you're right or you're wrong. When you're wrong, I'm calling you out on it. And that just is wrong. It's wrong can get. That's wrong.
Hey, any more discussion? If not, please vote on the deferred to January meeting 2024. Motion passes to defer. Motion, ma'am? Yeah, motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Yeah. All in favor, aye.
Y'all be back in January? Y'all be back in January?